Guys, boy, Benny. Hey, you know what? It was just Easter, this Christian high holiday. Try to take it easy on Joe Biden. Okay, leave politics out of it. But Joe Biden didn't take it easy on Christians, actually. Joe Biden desecrated the Easter holiday by declaring a bunch of woke holidays on top of it, and then also banning religious symbolism at the White House. Well, then what the hell is Easter about? The Biden White House banned religious symbols on their Easter egg event, declared Easter Sunday Trans Day of Visibility, prosecuted pro-lifers for praying outside abortion clinics, sent FBI raids to the homes of pro-life activists, sent FBI agents in to spy on Latin masses, did nothing when churches and religious pregnancy centers were burned after Roe overturned. How many Christians in their right mind can justify voting for Joe Biden is beyond me, and many people are saying that. I didn't do that, said Joe Biden, when asked about proclaiming Easter Sunday as Trans Day of Visibility. Asked by Speaker Johnson's claim otherwise, the president replied, he's thoroughly uninformed. Oh, okay, well, Speaker Mike Johnson said, is this you, Joe Biden? With the Easter eggs and everything, here's the declaration. Okay? Now, many are saying, that's just, you know, something that they do every single year. And you argue that one way or the other. But what I'm saying is that you wouldn't do that on any other religion's high holiday. Why do they always think that it's Christians who they can shove to the ground, spit in the eye, kick in the nuts? Why? Why is it always Christians? Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Joe Biden denying that he literally did the thing that he did. Here you go. Joe Biden has dementia. And what does this ultimately prove is it ultimately proves that Joe Biden's not in charge. He's an empty vessel. He's a weak man. Weak men create hard times. That's why we're in favor of a strong man, Donald Trump, doing his best Joe Biden impersonation here. Trump declares November 5th general election as Christian Visibility Day and asks what the hell Biden was thinking with his declarations insulting Christians. Donald Trump also mocking Joe Biden's golf swing. Okay. Why don't we play both clips? Because they're just vintage Trump. It proves exactly why this guy is rocking and rolling in the polls and why we're actually seeing some daylight here. Record fundraising numbers and also Republicans with waves of victories in last night's elections, including victories in Wisconsin, flipping blue cities red for the first time in generations, and also winning on major issues like funding of elections and election ballot counting and handling. Big time stuff. It's pretty awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Donald Trump saying Christian Visibility Day, November 5th, Election Day.
White House, and we are going to save our country. We're going to save our country. And what the hell was Biden thinking when he declared Easter Sunday to be Trans Visibility Day? Such total disrespect to Christians, and November 5th is going to be called something else. You know, it's going to be called Christian Visibility Day, when Christians turn out in numbers that nobody has ever seen before. Let's call it Christian Visibility Day, all right? I've just come from Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I was proud to receive the endorsement of the police officer.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's called Christian Visibility Day. Sucker to numbers, right? 43,000 likes, 6.6 thousand reposts. Oh yeah, it's so. There you go. There's your little hug. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's my president. Why evangelicals went all in on Trump again. Donald Trump, of course, wins with Christians. Christians, by a vast preponderance, vote for Donald Trump. Of course, there is absolutely no excuse for any Democrat to vote. Christian to vote for the Democrats. You don't have to vote for Republicans. You should. You don't have to. Listen, there's a ton of Republicans I really don't like. We talk about that all the time. It's not like I'm going to sit here and like bang the drum and say every Republican's perfect. Nope. There's a ton of Republicans that I wish could retire and maybe be prosecuted. There's a lot of scumbag Republicans, okay? I'm not sitting here to like be this like paint the party red kind of guy. I am saying you can't justify voting for a Democrat as a Christian. You can't. You can't do it. Based on the policies that we have seen, it is quite literally on a basic biological, physical, moral level, an affront to your face. It's hysterical. And you got to be right with God, man. You should read your gospels, okay? And then you should align those gospels with what the policies are of these parties. And here you go. This is what many Christians are doing, obviously. Christianity is the predominant faith among Hispanics and blacks in America. And you can see blacks, I mean, it's a little hard to see because you're going from 0% to 19% here. But blacks are swinging towards Trump in historic numbers, along with Hispanics, who are on their way to parity when it comes to party affiliation, along with whites, who, of course, have cratered from parity in 2008 down to just 38% to 54%. Yikes. Of course, it does show, by the way, FBI records, that they did spy on Christians. Heavily redacted records show FBI targeting of Catholics went beyond what it claimed. The FBI insisted that the controversial memo was the work of one single field office and that this field office spied on Catholics. Why? Oh, because Catholics are very scary. Very scary. Open borders for hundreds of thousands of people on the terrorist watch list, but it's the Catholic faith, you know, the little granny with her rosary and with her Bible. Those are the people you got to be fearful of. Joe Biden is fearful, by the way. Mr. Catholic Joe Biden is fearful. Biden has grown angry and anxious about re-election effort behind the scene. Apparently, Joe Biden is seething in the White House, according to NBC News. Quite the words to say for NBC News. And is shouting and swearing. Careful, Catholic Joe Biden. Shouldn't be swearing and shouting. Not very Christian of you. Yeah. Truly unbelievable. In the White House. Raging. Joe Biden is pissed off because in states that he won in 2020, this is what it looks like when he shows up. This is the state of Arizona. This is Joe Biden rolling through Arizona on his way to an event. Do you see anyone? Any parades? Anybody? This is literally the beast right there. There's the beast. That's Joe Biden right there driving in the beast. See anybody? This is what it looks like when Donald Trump goes to California. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. I see the difference, ladies and gentlemen. The difference is that people actually are alive and are real who are Donald Trump voters, and Joe Biden actually doesn't have any real fans. This is the line to show up for a Joe Biden rally in the same state, Georgia. This is the line to show up for a Donald Trump rally. Same state, same day. Same day. Tell me, who is the person who actually has a political campaign, who actually has supporters, and who is the person who simply runs the numbers, right, as it were? Who's the person that defends on the system to protect him? Yeah. Joe Biden's even losing with Hispanic voters now. There is real reason for panic, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. You're going to love this from CNN. There is no Hispanic support for Joe Biden. It's called a backfire.
You know, you might think, that Hispanic voters might be the types of folks who would have a backlash against Donald Trump's remarks, right? Ain't the case. If you ask Hispanic voters who do they trust more on border security and immigration, overwhelmingly they trust Donald Trump more by a tremendous margin. Look at that, 49% to 24%. And that is in line with what we're seeing in the polls in general amongst Hispanics, right? Joe Biden won them overwhelmingly back in 2021 and by over 20 percentage points. Democrats normally carry them overwhelmingly. If you look at the polling right now and an average of polling amongst Hispanic voters, who do they choose in the ballot test? It's barely Biden by about 2 points. It would be the smallest margin for any Democratic candidate among Hispanic voters, basically throughout history since we started polling the gosh darn thing. So the fact is, at this point, there's no backlash, and at this point, I don't see one coming.
Yeah, it turns out that Trump has a 48-point lead when you ask people whether they would handle immigration issue better. 48 points, you're not going to make that up. And this whole argument that they're going to defeat Trump, this is what Trump looks like this weekend. They're going to defeat Trump because they're going to exhaust him. Trump's actually morphing into his memes. Meanwhile, this is what Joe Biden looks like. Is this a ball gag that he has strapped to his face? This is an undoctored image. This image is from the New York Times. Is it a ball gag? They say it's a CPAP machine. We think it's a ball gag instead, and it's George Soros. Meanwhile, somebody who's actually a good parent, raising his sons to not be cokeheads and degenerates, is Donald Trump. Doesn't look like he'd need to do any more raising for Barron. Dude's 8 feet tall. Okay? Speaking of young people, Barron Trump just turned 18. And that means he's able to vote. He'll be able to vote for his dad. And a bunch of young people are planning on voting for Donald Trump. Trump gets surprise boost among young voters. Why Donald Trump is gaining ground with young voters. Joe Biden falls behind Donald Trump with young voters. My goodness. Donald Trump beats Joe Biden among young voters. Isn't that incredible? Is there a single demographic where Joe Biden's doing well? Nope. Nope. And that's probably why Hillary Clinton, just last night, was on TV saying, maybe we should just cancel the elections. You'll hear here, ladies and gentlemen, Hillary Clinton be like, nope, it's going to be Joe Biden. And she's pushed on this, and she goes, I don't even know why we have to have an election. Yeah. That's a little scary there from Hill to Beast, ladies and gentlemen. It shows you where the fear actually is, okay? They're scared. Watch.
I don't understand why this is even a hard choice, really. I don't understand it. But we have to go through the election, and hopefully people will realize what's at stake, because it's an existential question. What kind of country we're going to have, what kind of democracy we're going to have, and people who blow that off are not paying attention.